Probably the most powerful as far as multi-gene desert ghost I've ever made. Hey guys, welcome back to Friday's vlog, and we have a really cool ball python vlog for you this week. We're gonna look at some really incredible desert ghost pies, which is a project that's super close to my heart. It's something I'm working on very hard for the 2021 season, but we just hatched a really cool new combo, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what that does and how those work. And then we're gonna kind of move into a really interesting discussion on white snakes, especially snakes that they could potentially be packing a lot of power under the surface, kind of genetically. So we're gonna look at some of the snakes we've hatched like that and talk about how we can leverage not knowing what's in a snake into finding out and making sure we can get great value in our breeding projects. So it'll be a very, very interesting discussion. And then at the end, we're gonna talk about how we can actually take those white snakes and add pattern to them even though they're still supers. So a lot to cover, let's jump into it. All right guys, so this week we really wanted to show you a really incredible desert ghost pie that we made. And this is from a Posset girl. I like my Posset girls because back when I made this girl, nobody had really done much DG pie stuff. And it's like, I just gotta keep her because the potential. And here we are 4 years later and have an incredible animal out of her. So this is a pinstripe yellow belly desert ghost pied. Now pinstripe is one of the two genes that I know actually adds pattern to pies, the other one being enchi. So enchi and pinstripe will actually make sure you have a lot of really good saddles, a lot of good pattern, and then the yellow belly just actually takes and really pixelates the saddles, makes it brighter. But look how clean that is. There is no orange dream in this animal. Nothing that's gonna really boost that orange, except for the yellow, but it does a little bit, but then the desert ghost cleans it up like incredibly nice. And a good example of kind of understanding what the desert ghost does is to look at a regular desert ghost pie. And this is a little girl that I made earlier in the season. She is absolutely really, really cool because look at all these faces on her. She has like 1, 2, and then a really, really good one right there. It's kind of cool to get both that face and then a vertical smiley on there as well. So look how light this is though, compared to a regular pie. There's no other Codom genes in this that would be lightening it up. So desert ghost in general just gives everything like a nice fuzzy, smooth, I say fuzzy, but it is high definition at the same time. It makes it look smooth, I think you say. It looks soft and almost like a velvet to it that comes from the desert ghost in it. It's a really awesome addition to the pie. I'm really, really excited. Actually, talking about this clutch, talking about this awesome new baby, it kind of leads me into another idea I thought for this video. And because we had two siblings to this animal that are very interesting. They are actually ivories that came out of this clutch that could be visual desert ghost pies, or they could be hets. We don't know yet. All right, so this is the entire clutch that came, the siblings and everything. Okay, so of course we have our visual here. But here we have an enchi pinstripe pied. You see how reduced pattern it is because you have two genes in here that are both adding pattern to the snake, both the enchi and the pinstripe. So that was kind of a cool double whammy. You have a snake here that basically has almost no white on it. Of course, the belly is always gonna be white because of pied, but really, really cool. And she would be 66% het desert ghost. Then you have this one, which is an ivory pied. Absolutely incredible, and it's very, very, very patterned, as you can see here as well. I don't know exactly what this is. You see it doesn't even have hardly any patterning in the head and everything. Is it enchi? Is it enchi and pin? Really hard to say, but I would say it's very likely one of those two. Obviously, it's a super yellow belly or an ivory, and it's a pied. Now, there is a 33% chance that it's visual desert ghost as well, just by the odds, not based on anything visual. And it's really light, so maybe it has a great shot. Very, very, very interesting. Now this one has very little pattern, but it has an even less head pattern too, and it's lighter. So I'd almost want to say, if one of them was a desert ghost, it would be this one, just because all that yellow is even more pale on this snake, which leads me to think it'd be more of a desert ghost feature to have the saddles be more pale yellow. But again, we really don't know what's in this. And so these are basically genetic opportunities, essentially, because we know they're packed. They know they have several genes in there that we can't guarantee. We know it could be visual desert ghosts, which make it extremely valuable snake, or it may not. It may just be het or pos het. So we know there's some codoms in here that we don't know what they are. So just want to talk a little bit about that. A lot of times I'll keep these snakes, especially as girls, because there's so much value in just finding out what they are. And even if they don't prove out to be everything you wanted, they're likely hiding a few things. And they also have an opportunity for you guys as a buyer. If you see an ivory on my site or someone else's that could potentially be holding a lot of other stuff, it's an opportunity because I can't charge big time prices for an animal like this because I can't guarantee what's in it. But the odds are that it's better than I could possibly charge for, so they're a really good value if you want to gamble a little bit and to potentially get something really, really, really impressive, really, really special, very pretty snake still, but you'll be getting it on a budget. So I don't know, I might just end up trying to prove out at least one of these, especially this one with so much pattern, it's so beautiful. That one though, it's hard to choose. If they're girls, I tend to keep them. All right, so this is the same principle, different combo. Here we have a super ivory and then a crazy desert ghost combo that came out next to it. So let's check these out. This one I just showed on my Instagram. It's probably the most powerful as far as multi-gene desert ghost I've ever made. This is orange dream, yellow belly, fire, leopard, spot nose, desert ghost. Yeah, that's 5 codoms and a recessive. And look how clean it is. It's like black and yellow, well, black and light orange, I guess. Such clean lines, and that's what desert ghost brings to the table. Now we did have fire on both sides of the pairing, so this was the only visual desert ghost in the clutch, unless this is also visual. So what we have here is a super fire, and you see how much crazy pattern it has. That is an effect from leopard. So what we can really know about this snake is that it has leopard and it's super fire, but it could be hiding yellow belly, it could be hiding orange dream, and it could be hiding spot nose. I don't know what the effect of spot nose would have on the pattern. Previous super fire leopards I've made have been really bright pattern. This is far more muted, so that would lead me to believe that either the visual desert ghost is muting it a little bit, or perhaps you have orange dream or yellow belly, which are actually just taking a little color out of it, lightening it, and making it this way too. So super fire, leopard, pos OD, pos yellow belly, pos spot nose, possible desert ghost, and if it's not desert ghost, it's a het. And this is a female, so this will almost for sure be a holdback animal just because it's absolutely packed with potential that I could likely never charge the amount of potential it has because it is literally potentially loaded. I'd rather just find out in a few years. We'll breed it, we'll find out exactly what it is, and then maybe down the road, it might become available. Once we know exactly what it is, we can sell it for exactly what it is. So just some different strategies when you're dealing with white snakes, how to handle them, how to deal with the potential they have, both on the sales side and the holdback side. So one of the most powerful ivories that I've kept back from this past year is actually a potential triple super. It has a super inchy head stamp, and it could also be super OD. So we're looking at a super yellow belly, super inchy, and pos super OD, and it is 100% het pied. So it'd be amazing to just kind of take this snake and know when you breed it, you're gonna get 100% of those 3 genes, of course, if it proves out. But what a powerhouse to try to use down the road and find out what it is, then have an absolute incredible, powerful breeder for the future. So here's another ivory, but in this case, we're actually leveraging the power of leopard in it because leopard just fills ivories full of pattern. And it's really, really amazing the effect it has. This is something that was actually first discovered, I think it was in Malaysia, the very first silky way, which was the ivory leopard was made. And I saw that about a month later, I hatched my first clutch of leopard ivory combos, and they were absolutely wicked and insane. And ever since then, we've been able to use that knowledge to kind of leverage some of these animals. So this one is Enchi OD leopard ivory clown. Yeah, see the clown, we saw the black back, but normally on an ivory clown, you'd have almost no pattern at all. But then you bring in a pattern in the purple with the ivory. The Enchi accentuates the pattern and the purple and makes it even more extreme. And then OD, of course, gives it the more orange look. So again, you end up with a super form here. Boy, we're just full of pattern and we can still tell exactly what this animal is. So just another strategy to leverage having the supers and still knowing what you have. All right, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a kind of cerebral discussion, a little bit of market talk, and a little bit of just how to breed things and how to leverage your collection if you're into it as a hobby. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we're gonna keep bringing out great content for you guys. Help us out by subscribing. That way we know you're interested. Gives us a good kick in the pants to keep bringing you great videos every week. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you again soon.